Feature Friday.
The freshest.
Go?
Yeah, all good to go, man.
Cool. What up, people?
Let's go.
Welcome to Feature Friday Plus. Today we are joined by Jroa. Hello, how you doing?
Hello, hi guys. I'm good. I'm good.
Nice, man.
How's everything going there?
It's going all right.
Good.
Thanks for coming on, man, and making the time. That's awesome.
Thank you guys. I love the reaction you guys made on my live performances. So thank you so much for for that reaction.
Nah, dog, you're good. Yeah, it's really
Thank you,
impressive.
bro.
You did I think it was really interesting when we first watched Oxlang.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh,
Oxlang, Oxlang.
not too bad pronunciation, no? It's all right.
No, no. Just fine, just fine.
That's fine.
Right
Yeah.
pronunciation, bro.
Yeah, it was really good to see kind of different. Yeah, kind of you seem to have a really good grasp on different like ways of making music and adding
Different layers to musicality.
which is
Thank
really good because I feel like sometimes when you're listening to music now, maybe you'd agree, I don't know, but
Mm-hmm.
it seem to be a bit more linear and they don't seem to
Yeah,
dare to do such different things.
They
So
become a bit predictable.
exactly.
Mm,
it was impressive.
Exactly. Yeah. Like it has like a standard that you really need to set,
that's
and
right.
like it's fixed already, but like it's just a fun thing that like artists nowadays are like getting really experimental.
Mm.
So
It's
that's a fun thing about like making music these days.
absolutely. I think it's awesome, having the inclusion of other forms of spoken art in musicality. Uh, I just wanted to congratulate your brilliant mind
Thank you.
into bringing, spoken poetry into
Thank
a
you.
song that has already a message. So
Mhm.
it
How
was
the
really good
how the
dynamics.
hell did that come to your head? What
Yeah.
was
I
the
don't know. Like that song was like, I don't know, it was released last 2018.
yeah.
And
Okay.
then like, like the message of the song itself was already really painful. And when we got invited to perform it on Wish 107.5, like I have this friend who also made a spoken word poetry on one of my songs. And then me and my band, because I was in a band that time, I was like, we talked about like putting that spoken word poetry part on the live. And then like he just made it for like 2 days, I think. And then I didn't even get to hear it. We
Until
heard
that
it
day.
yeah, we heard until that day. And
That's
then I was
There you
like,
go.
crazy.
dude, you crazy. And I was like, let's do it, bro.
That's exciting. How
Super.
we couldn't find a translation to that part of the
Yeah.
song. What was the actual the
Overall
idea
message.
overall message of the spoken word? I was totally whipped by that point. I was like, wow, the whole arrangement was so good as well. It was great.
Thank you. I gotta remember like, like the part though, but like I think the message of like the whole poetry that he made was like he was just justifying the message of like the main song Oxlang, that I'll be fine even though you're not here anymore. Like,
Right.
but I know that even though you're not with me anymore, like I could still love you,
That's right.
but
Yeah.
I'm okay if you'll be happy with someone else. He was just
Ah,
it was just too painful to listen to, and I was
Jesus,
like,
dude.
yeah,
ouch.
like the emotion that also like when we performed it on Wish, like we didn't have any um rehearsals, just like a quick review on like the sound testing. But like when he performed like the poetry that he made for that performance, I was just really in the zone that I
Yeah.
felt like I was really broken even though I was in love that time. And I was like, bro, like it was just so fun having Antonio. His name's Antonio.
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 Yeah, his name Antonio Batan. He's a really good spoken word artist.
Mm.
Like it was really fun having him on that performance, because it justified like the message of the song, like to everybody who's going through like a breakup, or like getting left by someone
Yeah.
and just trying to be okay.
My God, such a cool um it's such a cool moment when in music, you find new layers that actually deepen the whole message
Mhm.
and the concept of the song itself. I really thought even though I couldn't understand word by word what was happening in the spoken
Mm.
word, I think the whole intent and the atmosphere that you guys created was very palpable. Like
Thank you.
it went beyond language. It was really cool.
Mm,
Which is a really interesting point because which was so interesting now, John. It's like, I mean, look at the conversation we're having. I always say
Mm.
this when we're sort of talking to artists from all over the world. It's like
yeah.
it only seems now with the sort of the internet and the online world, and I mean, it's our
Exactly.
generation, right? I didn't know you were so young. I thought you were like 35, bro. You look
Like
like you're
everybody.
19, but
No.
your mind is like it's so old, bro. It's beyond your
I
years.
agree. I
Thank you,
was
bro.
like,
Thank you.
what?
But you're
So good.
21, right?
Yeah, I'm 20. I just turned 21 last January.
Yeah,
Um, like,
you're a year younger than me.
how old are you, bro?
22, but I'm about to turn 23 next week.
Yeah, like one year older. Bro. Like, yeah, like I don't know, bro. Like a lot of people, like even though I was in school before, um, because I was really into music since I was young.
Good.
So
Uh-huh.
like
Nice.
people would like tell me that I think older. Like I don't even get it, but like okay, maybe it's just because of like how I speak about like my craft and how I speak about music that makes them think that I think like I'm an old guy, but like I'm still enjoying like my career and like everything that's happening and like a young kid because like that
Yeah,
makes it like that makes my work and my career like fun because
Ex-
like
absolutely.
I treat it like I don't treat it like I'm playing, but I treat it like just having fun and doing what I love.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
but I think the reason why because this does seem to get told a lot. I feel with people that kind of have like a grasp on their craft, as you say.
Mm.
But I feel like having having something to work towards and that you're kind of refining since a really young age
Mm.
adds those years of maturity that you only get through normal
Right.
aging.
I
So
agree.
Mm, yeah, 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 bro.
so
That makes
I agree.
sense.
for example, like when we had, the thing that I used to do when I was a kid was performing as well when we were really young.
Mm.
And
Mm.
then I kind of stopped that and I went into tennis. And one of the
Yeah.
things that we noticed is that the pros behaved like, even when we were juniors, behaved like absolute adults when they were playing. And then off court, they were still kids. But
Yeah.
when they were on
Yeah, yeah.
court, they behaved like complete adults. And I think it's just because
Exactly.
when you spend so much time on a discipline, your
Mm.
maturity increases during that craft. But
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
the rest of your life, I mean, you could just be a normal fella, which is fine.
Yeah.
But in your craft, there's really an insane level of maturity, man, which
Yeah.
is it's impressive on its own.
Yeah, and I also think like yeah, you have a really, great point on that. And I also think like passion is always involved.
Absolutely.
Like and of course like how you love your craft and you're like whatever you do, like if you put your passion and your heart to it, like everything just really, it gets like so magical. Like for me, like making music since like I started writing songs when I was like I think um 10 or 11
Wow.
because
Wow.
yeah, because
Nice.
because I'm a born again Christian and I started learning music through church
Church, yeah.
Right.
and like I started writing gospel songs for our church when I was 10 and perform it like once like we have like a giving and then after that like I was just joining competitions and like I think I had three competitions TV competitions here in the Philippines
Nice.
um but like I don't know like after like joining TV competitions I was just still looking for like that like that fire that I was looking for
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't realize that it was like for making music. It wasn't just for like joining competitions.
That's
Mm.
when
right.
i when I met my group Ex Battalion, that's when everything just
Kind of
like
Came
clicked.
together.
yeah, it was just history like for me, like starting like a music career at the age of 16. It was like super fun.
Bro, that's
But
crazy.
thank you. It was super fun and like and having like these big guys. Like I mean, I treat my group mates as like my brothers because I'm an
Mm-hmm.
only child.
Right.
So like meeting them and like making music together and living in one house for almost 2 years before I left the group.
That's so
Um,
cool.
it was just super. How can I say it? Like I treat it like I'm part of a movie. I don't
Yeah.
know. It feels
Yeah.
like I'm part of a movie because like starting at that age and just not knowing like where you're gonna end up, and you
Mhm.
just have your passion and your love for music as like a gasoline for my life.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, it just changed everything for me at that age and meeting those guys.
It's really interesting because I when we checked out some of your music, a lot of people immediately tuned in. And by the way, dude, it's actually very impressive how much people love you. It's insane. So
Thank you, bro.
people were tuning in and they were kind of texting me saying, John's story is really interesting in terms of his music career, and I was like, well, maybe we'll have a chance to talk to him. So I don't want to. One of the things I hate, dude, is like if we don't have a chance to do a podcast, we don't have to do something like that. I hate
Yeah.
having to go on like Wikipedia or like a website,
Yeah.
having to learn
Yeah.
from them. I because it's so
Ooh.
bizarre now that you can learn from someone even before you meet them, right?
Yeah,
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 It's a bit
yeah.
yeah,
bizarre.
exactly.
But
Exactly.
tell me how that kind of like how did Ex Battalion? Because we've checked out some of their work as well. I mean, I'm a big fan
Absolutely,
of
they changed everything.
Skusta, Yuri,
Yeah, yeah.
and there's, I mean, these guys are fucking special, may I
They are
say?
crazy. They're
So
crazy.
how did that come
Bro,
into? How did you
genius.
meet them?
Like like I said, I was joining TV competitions. Last 2015, I joined my last TV competition. I don't know if you guys have seen the competition Tawag ng Tanghalan.
Uh-huh. Yes, yes,
How
yes.
you
I've
guys know
heard. Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not very
it's on
familiar.
Showtime. Showtime.
Oh,
Showtime,
Showtime, right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was on Showtime last 2015, but I didn't make it. And then because I live in Cebu, it's like a different province
Okay.
here in the Philippines, and they're here in Manila, like the main city.
Right.
And after joining that competition, I went back to Cebu, and then one of my friends told me that I have this group of rappers, like they're my friends. They're in Cebu right now, and I think they want to collaborate with you because I had like a video on Facebook that went viral. It was me
Wow.
singing and my friend beatboxing on a fire exit.
That's
Nice. Oh my God. How do
Yeah,
cool
fire exit.
experience.
We were just like I told you, I was just really into like making music, like anything I could get my hands to making music, like sing or like produce and stuff. And it was just like a hobby there. A
Habitat.
hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. And after that, like I met Flo G and Honcho.
Nice.
Um I met them in Cebu, and then we had this one song. It was called Kakaiba. That was our first song. And Skustakli, I heard Skustakli last 2015 because like he was really making songs that were different. And I think for me, on my opinion, it's like when I was in Cebu, I heard some of his songs and I was like, who is this guy? Who
Literally.
who the F is this guy? And I was like, and I'm also a really big fan of Justin Bieber, and I was listening to a lot of Chris Brown too,
nice.
and like a lot of international music. So, and it was also like a part of my journey of like discovering my sound and
Hmm.
discovering my artistry, because I was just a kid who likes singing, who likes music, and I didn't find my identity yet.
Hmm.
But and the something about Skusta and the sound that he was making was really got my that really got my interest. And then after that, I messaged Skusta because I met him in Manila, and I was like, bro, do you wanna jump in on this song? Because we made this song here in Cebu. And when I when I sent him a voice message, it was like, dude, like I need to be in that song.
That's good.
It was really really fun. Like I need to be in that song, and like for me as like a fan, I was like, bro, of course, bro. And I told like Honcho and
Flo
Floji
G.
to put Skusta on the song, and we were like, yeah, let's go. And that, I think for me, that was the first original song that like I had, and me, I think the group had 1 million views on.
Wow.
Woohoo.
Yeah, like and that time, like 1 million views was like a really big
The
thing for us,
yeah,
like
yeah.
super big thing. We were like, bro, 1 million views. I was like,
It's still pretty
yeah,
crazy to reach those numbers though.
yeah,
Like in today, it's crazy.
yeah. And to be honest, like the kind of music that we released that at that time was like, I don't know. I don't know if it's safe to say, and if doesn't and if does it sound braggy, like you can't. I haven't heard anything like that on the radio
Uh-huh.
here in the Philippines.
Well,
I mean, like the sound that we were making.
yeah, I think
Yeah, yeah,
the cool thing about the sound that you guys have produced, not only you but Skusta, is very, it's very identifiable, and it's something that it like is very peculiar to you guys. Like you have
yeah,
a sound, you have a, it's like a trademark that is
yeah.
very distinct. And so I agree, I don't think it sounds braggy. I think it's a very fair point to
Well,
point.
I think the whole point to some extent, right, of the reason of the popularity, and maybe
Mm.
I think that's why John, you and me, we might get along in terms of music taste,
Yeah, bro.
is because I find what really interested me on Ex Battalion was that they're kind of disruptive of what's usually playing.
That's right.
So I don't. That's just my sense, but
No, exactly, bro.
so it now that you kind of say like, yeah, I feel like we weren't making what kind of, what would you call it, what the mainstream radio was playing. It's no wonder that then a lot of people will also, because there's a gap, right? If the
Yeah,
mainstream
Yeah,
is only playing one thing, that means there is a gap in the market
for
for
something
something else,
new. Yeah.
right?
exactly, exactly. Because like I think for me, like you know, like again, like if it's safe to say, um, like I thought like there wasn't like a group or an artist that were making that kind of sound here in the
Mhm.
Philippines that time. And like I love OPM. Like I love the sound that we were making here in the Philippines. Like, of course, like you also had Jaya here. Like I'm a big fan of Jaya.
Oh, nice.
Like everybody here is a big fan of Jaya. She's like
Literally.
for us, she's like an R&B queen. Like all
She
hail.
is though.
Dude,
Like I
Yeah,
totally
she
agree.
is.
She
she
is.
she came on the podcast not long
She's
ago, and
madness.
she just listening to her talk, I could listen to that woman speak
All
for
day for,
hours.
yeah, all day. I don't
Exactly.
care.
Bro,
She's
like
amazing.
she's a queen here, like for us, like who likes R&B and like of course who likes OPM.
Yeah.
But like yeah, like and you have also a great point when you like the thing you said, like we were trying to make like sorry, I'm trying to find the words to say because like
Something
That's
different.
okay.
I'm practicing my English. I haven't had a warm up.
You're doing
I was
just fine.
I was speaking Tagalog for 24 hours. I was like, okay, I can do this, John. You can do this, John. But anyways, we were trying to like find a sound that was unique and something that we could give like the Filipino people to listen to
Yeah,
that they haven't heard before,
Yeah.
that's right.
and they've only just heard like I think on international sound.
Yeah, I was gonna say what there is a really cool inclusion of OPM sound with international like R&B trend that Ex Battalion and you guys have been able
Mm,
to put together. It's a really cool fusion
mm,
of sounds that are very trendy, super catchy, and
thank
there's
you.
like this really cool mixture of dynamics that you
Mm,
have been able to bottle up. It's crazy. It must have been mad to move into a house full of creative people. How was that? How was the creative
crazy.
process like? How was
Like
like writing music with them all like around you all the time? That must have been awesome.
like you telling me that, like, dude, I had goosebumps. It's like I could just I don't know why. I was just thinking about like I said, like being in that group is super magical. And like I have my own reasons for leaving the group, but actually I'm in the group again. But
Oh,
I'll
nice.
tell you about the story later. Yeah. Like this crazy guy, he left the group and then he came back in the
He
group.
came back in.
But anyways, yeah, like realizing everything that me and the group went through, and also like I went through as a solo artist,
Mhm.
is like it just really got more magical. Like now, like having all these
Taking a break.
achievements,
Yeah.
and yeah, and going through like this pandemic, and
Hmm.
reunite like reconnecting with these guys again was
Hmm.
like it made me realize more like like how amazing our bond was when we were just starting, because
Yeah.
we were um we call it the XB house.
That's
It was
cool.
just it was like a yeah, XB house. It was just like a house full of guys who were having fun, like we were just playing around, and that was also like the good thing about like that house is like we were just really having fun. And then if one guy has an idea, or one of us has an idea, we just go in the studio and record stuff. So we,
Mm,
Nice.
we weren't really pressured at all. We
that's
weren't like,
good.
yeah, we weren't you weren't trying to like impress anyone. We were just trying to, like make music and do what we loved. And like everything just came naturally. But the thing is, like, when we get in the studio, I mean, like, me myself, when I hear the ideas that come out from my friends and my group mates, and especially when me and Skasta interchange with melodies and stuff, and then the
Yeah,
guys come in with more rap verses, and then when we won't go out the studio until we finish it.
that's right.
And we were like, dude, this is something else.
It is. And finding that chemistry,
Exactly.
musically, like creatively speaking, is actually something that you should treasure for a really long time, even if you stop working with them or whatever. I think that
Yeah.
those moments of really cool communication, artistically, create really good content regardless of what it is, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
and having that really openness and being able to bounce off of each other's ideas and
Are,
flows,
Yeah.
I think is so
are you like what would you call it? Like a perfectionist? Are you one of those unless it's done, that's when you stop?
I mean, like, I think I became a perfectionist, but like the lesson that I learned from making music and trying to perfect it is like it won't come natural if you think about it too much.
Mm.
Ah,
I
I
think
like that.
if you just let it flow, and like once you feel like it's a vibe, and then like let it be a vibe.
Yep.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
I think that's the thing for me. And like the perfectionist side of being an artist will always be like with every artist. But like I think for me, aside from perfecting the song, you just really have to know if it's done already.
Right.
I don't know if it makes sense.
No, no,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
yeah,
trying to
yeah, of
find I'm
course.
trying to find the right words.
You
But
know,
like,
what's interesting, John? It's like I think that's why there's some benefit as well, and I mean, I guess we can talk about the disadvantage of as well, because there may be some, but I think there's a lot of advantages of being surrounded by people who
Hmm.
are just as creative, and maybe I'm
yeah,
sure you guys have a lot in common in terms of not just how you create, but also how you approach music.
That's right.
exactly,
Hence why how
exactly.
you get along. But the like one of the benefits I find is that you are able to kind of maybe just push yourself a bit further, but then that also means that you're all I call it the artist curse. All
Hmm.
artists, most artists, and luckily now, not only in the past, but now I've had the privilege to speak to a lot of you guys and stuff like that.
Hmm.
It always seems that their work in their head is never good enough,
Yeah, it's never
right?
done. It's
It's
Yeah,
never
it's
finished.
never finished, right? Like I could have always
yeah.
done better. I
Mm.
call that the artist curse. As an
That's right.
athlete, that doesn't exist. It's just you either win or you fucking lose, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So
It's
in
very straightforward life.
but in music,
Yeah, yeah.
because it's so abstract and it's
Hmm.
all
Hmm.
about an atmosphere and vibe,
And a perception.
an emotion. It's
Mm.
like
Yeah.
especially if you guys make R&B, for God's sake. It's like you're trying to encapsulate emotion, and that's
Exactly.
probably why it's my favorite genre. And you're trying to also create a,
An
a an
atmosphere.
atmosphere and a vibe and set the mood.
Mm,
But then
exactly.
it's like you're also surrounded by people who just have the same curse as you, so they're like, oh shit, maybe we could have done this, maybe we could have done that. So it's
Yeah.
quite cool that you also still know, okay, the song is done, and let's focus more on the
The
mood
space.
it
Yeah.
The
creates,
mixing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
rather than I don't know how
Yeah.
perfect it may be.
And I just find
Exactly.
sometimes I find sometimes that once you're in the studio, like once you're in the booth, you're like recording and recording and recording, and then you're like, yeah, but what if I do this, and then what if I just add
Yeah.
that, and
Yeah.
then you
Exactly.
never stop actually recording, and then when it comes to like the mixing and the finishing touches, you're like, you know, I can add more. So
Yeah.
it's
Exactly.
knowing when to stop,
Yeah.
and I think that's important too.
Yeah. And like it's also it's a good thing like having a lot of people around when we were making a song, and of course like having the whole team and the
Mm.
whole group making the song is like we get to like tell each other straightforward if it's like that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? And like, okay, that's
Do it
enough.
again. Yeah.
Yeah, do it again, or if that's enough, and just get out the mic and it's my turn. Because
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
because like there are times like what Waleska said is like there are times that we were like, did I do it right? It's like should I do this? Should I do that? I was like, dude, that's
Get
enough.
out.
Get out of
Yeah.
the mic. It's like yeah, like you have a point there. Like it's a curse like that artists have because we
Mm.
were like we're just not really um content with
Satisfied. Yeah.
uh, we're never content with what we make, but really have to know when it's enough.
And I think that's why
Yeah.
friends around you as well helps, man, because it's also that
Friends that
realization.
know the craft.
Yeah, friends are also
Exactly.
musicians, because then there's also that realization that nah, brother, that was good, like that, or maybe nah, brother, that was ass, or
And then you
maybe
can
that was
Yeah,
trust,
yeah,
and then you can trust that opinion really like a lot because you know what it means for them as well as much as it means to you.
yeah.
Uh,
exactly.
how was it after? How was it after you started doing your solo work? How was that
Yeah,
recording process then after? Because you like to produce a lot of your own tracks and stuff. So
yeah, yeah.
who took you out of the studio?
Who took me out of no, like the story was like I think I was 17 turning 18 when I left the group. I don't know, I was just like um I joined the group. I had like my own kind of music. Like I was into acoustic and the ballad type, like the Oxlang type of music that I was
Uh-huh.
making. I was like more on the ballad side. And then when I joined the group, I was like, I got into like the more R&B and hip hop side of my craft. And then after being with them for 2 years and like starting to get known here in the Philippines, we were like, I was like, I don't know if what came into me. It was just like I was finding something else
Yeah.
that I couldn't explain. I was finding something else to explore,
Mm.
and it wasn't really a plan for me to leave the group. Everything just really got messy because I was a minor. My mom got involved with everything, and
Right.
I had a misunderstanding with one of our members, and like as a kid, I just ran away from that house, like literally ran away because like I said, I was living there for 2 years, and like I was treating them like family, and like I was like a kid that was in the middle of something
Mm.
that I couldn't. I feel like I couldn't escape, but that's when I ran away and decided to just do it on my own and not explain to them like what I really wanted. That's
Right.
how it got too messy, and and then of course after that I met this guy. He made one of my music videos, and then he also became my manager, and then
Right.
he formed me a band. Like I was still Jroa, but I have a band with me. That was
Mhm.
the band that I have on Wish.
On Wish.
Nice.
And yeah, I formed a band, and that's when I decided to just stick with my solo. Cause like deep inside, I was like, I still love my group. I still love them because like they're like my brothers.
Mm.
Cause like I never had brothers, but like I think pride just really came in, and also like that eagerness to find something else.
Yeah.
So that's when I went solo, and it was fun too because I really discovered a lot of things with my craft, and like a lot of new and different things with my craft aside from the music that we were making in Ex Battalion, and also met a lot of people who became my mentor on
See.
like the ballad side of my music, the indie side of my music. And then I think um what's different from going solo and being in the group is like I have my band with me when it comes to ideas, but like as an artist who really records the vocals and
Mm.
writes the song, it's just new for me not having people around, you know,
Yeah.
to tell you if it's the right thing you're doing. Cause like
That's rad.
yeah, but like I think it's just really like there's a reason for this pandemic. Like what I said, like everything has a reason. Because of this pandemic, I got reconnected with the group
That's
after
good.
for almost 3 years, I think.
So
Um,
That's
when,
amazing.
sorry to interrupt your train of thought, John, but
no,
when you kind of went and you were so young and you decided to move in with the lads, was the idea always to kind of uh, create music as a group together, and obviously the dream is, you know,
yeah,
become really successful and famous and get
yeah,
recognition.
yeah, yeah,
But was it, did you feel maybe it was kind of like a rush decision, or now that maybe you've had time to reflect and it's like uh, everything that happened was meant to happen anyways, and that's why we're
yeah,
here where we are, or
yeah,
what's kind of now your mental
Place.
place
Yeah.
looking back? Because the thing is, it only sounds like it's 6 years, right? You were 16, you're now 21.
yeah, yeah.
But
It makes a whole lot
those
of
years
difference.
not only go like this, but also when you're so involved in especially the music industry, they're
Mm.
crazy. Those years are nuts.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
what's now your mental space looking back at kind of those I mean, crazy but also awesome 5 years that you've had as an experience? I mean, like, look at, I always mention the example of like Justin Bieber, also Chris
Mm.
Brown is a good example.
Mm.
When you know, they obviously had nuts years, crazy years,
Yeah.
but they were also the only people who went through that specifically like that, because to some extent they were really special people, you know.
Mm.
So
Mm.
They
what's,
couldn't have been any other example to follow.
yeah,
Like
because they
they
were
were alone
experiencing
in
something
that.
so early,
Yeah.
you know, and you being
Yeah, yeah.
16, I'd imagine it maybe was kind of like a similar experience. Now that you look back at it, it's like, fuck, maybe that was too crazy, or I'm so
Too
grateful for
crazy.
the experience.
I mean, like for me, like looking back though, like I really had no idea. Um,
Of
I
the
was just
magnitude of
yeah,
everything.
like the magnitude of everything,
Yeah.
and I think like I can say that it really got into me, like being like I felt like I was a superstar. Yeah, I
You
mean
were.
like yeah, I'm a
You still
superstar
are.
now. No, thank you. But like it just got too exciting and everything was too overwhelming for me.
Mhm.
But like I fell in love with everything, not just the fame though, like the bond and like the chemistry that I have with my group.
That's
But
good.
I just like I said, I had no idea what like the path that I was going through.
Mhm.
Like I was just going with the flow, and
Yeah.
I just have my passion and my love for music, like a gasoline to just keep on going. But like leaving the group was a tough decision, really. Like I think people just think it was easy because they think I wanted to go solo because I wanted to be famous on my own. It wasn't the reason why I left the group. And in the first place, I had no plans leaving the group.
Right.
I just wanted to find like something else, and it just really got messy. That's why I decided to just be on my own,
Mhm.
because like what I said, I was also growing up. I just turned 18, and I'm
Mhm.
still growing up. I'm
Yes.
still maturing day by day, and like the decisions that I've made before, I think that even though how like hard and how amazing everything turned out, it's just I won't change anything,
Mm. Well, I
because like
think
yeah, because we won't be like this. Like it won't be the person that I am. I won't be the person that I am now, and we won't be like the group that we are now if it wasn't for like the decisions and everything that happened
yeah.
way back.
What are the names of your musicians in the band, man? Because there was
Oh
some
yeah, yeah,
some really
yeah.
talented
Super.
musicians. They're really
They're
really good.
amazing. They're freaking
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, and like I also really want to thank them for like because when I left the group, I found like a second family also, in a different side, because my group was more on like the writing stuff and with uh vocals and hip hop side
Yeah.
of my music. But
Right.
when I met the group, I got more involved with arranging stuff. I was
Nice.
like,
Mm.
yeah, I was like, I have NJ as my guitarist and my Lexus as the lead guitarist, Ian, San Jose, my bassist,
Nice.
and
Nice.
Kuya Jess, my drummer, and the guy who played piano for my Oxla performance in Wish was Kuya Teban. And
Wow.
yeah, I mean, like, we went on the road for like 2 years. I was with them,
Wow.
and
Freaking fire,
yeah,
bro.
and
The
and the
the
fun thing. Oh,
atmosphere
sorry, sorry.
you guys have, like that connection on stage
Yeah,
is like unbeaten. It's beautiful.
thank you. Yeah, like what I said, I was just really thankful that I didn't feel like I was alone because I had them too.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um, it
And
was
it's
just
like a
a
different
lot.
type of connection, isn't it? It's like a different
Yeah,
type of
yeah,
communication. Yeah, I
yeah,
agree.
and we had like a different set of skills,
Yeah,
Mm.
so
of course.
it was also something else, and like going on the road with those guys also just really like made my music career a lot more fun because like I was learning stuff that I haven't learned when I was alone and I was with my group also because
Agree.
it's a different side of my music stuff.
Yeah,
Well, it's
But like
actually it's a really different
completely
side of your
different.
music,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, yeah,
So I would imagine it's like yeah, like learning or maybe not learning completely, but I'd imagine there was a lot of learning involved. But it's more like leaning towards a different side of your creative
yeah.
abilities.
that's right.
Which
Mm-hmm.
is something like I've always been a rapper since I was a kid, but now
Mm,
that working with ballet and making songs again, going back to the studio after doing the whole
mm,
tennis journey thing, it's so interesting now that ballet likes to be very fucking experimental with his stuff,
mm, mm.
and it sometimes is I'd say it's too experimental for me,
Yeah,
because she likes alternative experimental and also experimental R&B
yeah.
and I like R&B, jazz, and hip hop. So
Mm, mm.
it sometimes is a clash, but
Yeah,
it's kind of like leaning towards your different creative sides and then
Exactly.
learning new skills.
yeah, and like taking advantage of your closest people's skills and abilities,
Yeah.
and learning from this and making your own potion, so
Becoming
to
a
Mm,
go,
mm.
sponge,
right?
like
Exactly. Getting
Yeah,
ingredients from those people.
that's right. And
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about a little bit about your songwriting process. I think that's one of my favorite things to
Yeah.
get to understand an artist. Like, what is your main source of inspiration? Do you like find it out of like, oh, I saw a movie and then here's what I
Yeah.
got, or is it more like personal experience type of thing?
I don't know, like it's random actually. Sometimes like I'm in a mood, like for example, like I just had a bad day and I wanted to write something like not bad though, like something sad. I mean like you're going like I want to write something bad today.
I feel bad.
Yeah. I'm a shadow guy. I want to shoot a guy. No, no, like, I mean, like, I just
Bro.
want to. I like. I want to. I had a bad day. I think I want to write something sad today, or something, or like to make myself feel better. I want to write something inspirational today. So
Mm,
like sometimes there are days like that, but sometimes it just come naturally and randomly. I mean, like I think I have this idea in mind that even though I'm not going through it, I could tell
access
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I could express it like I'm going through it. Like
Uh-huh.
Oxlang, I wrote the song about like being heartbroken and being left by someone and trying to be okay, but I wasn't. I just got in a relationship that time, so I wasn't really sad. But leaving the group, that was the time that I left the group. That was the first song that I released after I left the group. So like
right.
everything that I was going through and the emotion that I have, the struggle that I had leaving the group, I place it on that song, like the
Right.
emotion. That's why how that the emotion of the song was like I'm gonna be okay because it was me trying to tell my
Talk to
group that
yourself. Yeah.
I'm gonna be okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna be okay.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, so like it just come. Yeah, so it's random actually. My song process, songwriting process, but sometimes there are times that I don't write it. I just get like in front of the mic,
Right.
turn on my PC, and just like whatever comes in, just record it. Or like sometimes I sing gibberish like da 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 da, and then and I record it and I listen to it again and again. And then if I think of a word, that's when I record it again. So
Right.
like it's really random actually. I don't have like a specific
That's cool.
songwriting process.
That explains a lot of that freedom that we get to listen in your songs, completely, like different range of styles as well. Like melodies don't become repetitive, and I think that is obvious. Like, the openness to create, it just comes
Mm.
naturally. I like
Kind of
that.
like
That's
that
really cool.
mentality of yeah of
Letting it flow.
yeah, a hundred
Yeah,
percent
letting
of
it
the
flow.
a hundred
Yeah,
percent of the time being yeah
open.
open to everything being sources of inspiration
That's
for
right.
writing.
Mm.
That's right. That's
Mm.
right.
And then that way, I would imagine it's also hard then to experience writer's block because you're always kind
Mm.
of because it's so using your words, it's so random. It always comes and goes, so it's no worries if like today I can't write because I'm
Yeah.
sure tomorrow I might feel something, or you know what I mean.
That's
So
right.
Yeah.
Or using. I think it also comes from that, being able to see the inspiration before it strikes you.
okay,
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
today I'm feeling in this way, and I'm going through this sort of frustrations and mental block in my head. How can I express that through something,
right.
right? And I feel like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a powerful way of making music. I like that. That's really cool.
Yeah. But the thing is, I really hate writer's block. I mean, like it's not,
Yes.
it's
Who
it's
loves it? I don't know anyone who
I
likes
mean,
it.
like
No one does,
it's
John.
yeah. I mean, like it's natural. Like, but for me, I mean, like
Really hate
I
it.
really hate it because you know I don't know if I can say that I had writer's block for almost a year.
Oh,
Whoa,
bro, I know. I feel you.
was this during the
It's
year of the pandemic?
I mean, like before,
Right.
Well, yeah.
like during the pandemic, I could still write songs,
That's
but
good.
like, well, I think 2019
Mm.
yeah 2019 I was like I could write songs though, but like
You
I
weren't
was
feeling it.
I
Yeah.
wasn't feeling it. And I was like I was really looking for people to help me finish the song because I
Same.
couldn't. I don't know why. And it was just like, and because I also really had I was diagnosed with anxiety disorder.
Right.
I had a lot of panic attacks, and I was just full of fear, and I wasn't thinking about like making music. I was just trying to get better
Mm-hmm.
because it was a really tough experience for me going through like a lot
Fuck.
of
How
dude
would you
like
how were you managing live shows and things like that?
dude like there was this one time that it was the first time that I had a panic attack on stage, and I was like I don't know
Wow.
what was happening. And like I think that's the life changing experience for me. It's really different because like I haven't like at that time I don't even know if it's an anxiety attack.
Mm.
I had no idea what an anxiety attack was.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Not until I got diagnosed, and I was just like I was on stage, I was panicking, and I was like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah.
But I was just really trying to get through like that performance. And when I went off the stage, and I was like, dude, I feel like I'm dying.
Mm.
But I after that, I when I realized that it was just panic attacks, and like the doctor told me that it could be because of the pressure that I was going through,
Yeah. The stress.
like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the stress that I was going through. And like yeah, there's really pros and cons being an artist at that age.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like you don't know like what you're up for. It's
Mm.
just
That's right.
it's
You
different.
really don't know. Yeah, I think it's really tough. I think it's really tough. I mean, I experienced similar um things, similar thoughts when when I was growing up, because I started singing when I was really young, but on like national tours back in Venezuela and stuff like that.
Mm,
And there were certain moments where, as I grew older and I started gaining
mm,
consciousness of like the magnitude of what we were doing,
mm,
I started, like, a lot of questions, a lot of doubts started to creeping in. And it's crazy what how quickly, like, the enjoyment of of the thing that you love the most really
Gets cut
goes
off.
away. Yeah,
Yeah,
it like
exactly.
literally disappears, and for a second you have to like really hold on to see if
Hmm.
you have the resilience. Is, you know, you're very brave, and I applaud you to keep going. That's
Thank
incredible.
you.
Well,
Thank you.
people don't talk too much about kind of like
The mental aspect of it
when,
all.
yeah, but I mean also when you're young, dude, like 10,000 people in front of you, right?
Man.
It's awesome. It sounds brilliant. It's fantastic, but it's not just the 10,000 people, because
It's the
before you went
10th.
on stage, it's you know, it's countless hours of rehearsal
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
amped up stress for days.
Yeah.
It's sometimes, you know, there's sponsors involved, agents, public
Exactly.
image, media, and then
Exactly.
you know, Bale was maybe like, I don't know, like a 7-year-old, 8-year-old doing it, and I'm like a 5-year-old there, and
Mm.
you kind of just observe because you're so young, you don't realize. So at 16
Ah.
or 17, you do,
Well,
like
when
how you did it. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure you
Yeah.
realized the magnitude of things when you were there, maybe live on
You
stage.
guys were younger. You
yeah,
know.
But I think that actually helped us
yeah,
because I
because
was
we were
clueless. I
exactly.
had no fucking clue, mate, what was going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when
Yeah.
I started going through puberty, like starting like to hit, those 13 years old, 14 on stage, and seeing
Mm.
22,000 people in front of you, like that literally struck a nerve on me. I was like, okay, what do I have to do to handle this? Because it's
It's
crazy.
weird.
Because yeah, it's a really hard mental battle. It really
Mm.
it, and people don't really talk about it, because once you're on stage, a lot of the moments, adrenaline strikes in, and you're in the moment. But what happens when you're not able to connect with that emotion? What
Exactly.
happens when you get caught up in your own mental bubble, in your own
Yeah.
mental space where
Like, am I doing it
everything's
right? Am I
dark?
doing it right?
Yeah, it's crazy. So honestly, it's so brave, and you're so strong. It's
Thank you.
crazy.
How have you managed, and not just maybe after you got diagnosed, but during
Yeah.
it,
Mm.
when you kind of maybe you were just understanding what the hell is going on? How were you able to manage and still perform? And
Like, I really took the time to just rest from everything. I mean, like, I still had gigs. Like, I don't know. I think I had no choice because, like, there were a lot of, like, gigs that were already,
Responsibilities, yeah.
yeah, responsibilities I was going through. And I was also paying stuff for myself. And I think I just got a car that time, and that I was paying.
Mm.
And so, like, yeah, like, the thing is, at that age, you wouldn't realize that you're gonna have a lot of responsibilities that you haven't had before. Because, I mean, like, not to sound braggy, because you're earning more. It means you got more responsibilities now.
That's right. So no, and
Yeah.
you're earning, and you don't really understand the concept of how much you're earning, and
Yeah.
what's gonna imply, what are the consequences of me getting this and doing that. And
you know that saying of more money, more problems. I don't think it's true. I
Yeah.
think it's more money, more responsibilities.
yeah,
You know
Yeah.
that no one talks about.
yeah. I mean,
It
nobody
only be
prepares you for taxes.
yeah. Exactly, bro. But the like what really just got me through is, like, having my family around, because from the province, they came here in Manila
Nice.
to live with me, because I'm an only child. So, um my dad and my mom came here for good,
That's
and they're
great.
actually still here in Manila.
That's brilliant.
But it's just like having them around made me more, like, feel safe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because,
yeah.
like, yeah, I felt like I was a kid, again, like,
Alone, yeah,
alone. Yeah. And
yeah.
I was like, okay, my mama and my papa is here. So, like, it,
Nice.
it, it made me feel more safe. But, like, the hard thing about it is just, like, not knowing when it's gonna end, and you want it to end. I mean, like,
Mm-hmm.
those countless days of having panic attacks and stress and everything. I mean, like, what's going on? Why do I still have this? And you don't know how to control it. But it's just a good thing that God never really left me alone through those days. And he never left me alone since I was a kid. And I mean, like, I really felt how he just, straightens out everything that I feel like is crooked
Yeah.
in my life, not realizing the stuff I was into, because I was just a kid who wants to sing, make music, who wants to be famous, but no that but doesn't have any idea what he's up for. But like having God and like calling him out on those days that Lord, I don't know what's going on. It's just it made me feel more safe, and it made me got out that situation. I'm still um going through some panic attacks, from time to time, but like having people around me and just calling out to him that
Mm-hmm.
Lord, I don't want to get stuck in this type of emotion again, because it makes my passion for my music go away. That's why I told you that I hate writer's block, because having writer's block was like super hard for me, because it made me feel insecure about my writing.
Mm.
It made
Of
me feel
course.
insecure about my artistry.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know if I'm making sense, because like I'm trying to find the right words, because
You're making
yeah.
absolute sense.
You are,
It's
John,
Yeah.
and I actually feel I'm sure the people listening and watching will also relate a lot, and will
absolutely.
definitely find inspiration in you and those type of things. And I think that's why also that's kind of probably where that comment, that compliment Waleska gave you of braveness comes from,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not just actually going through as a personal story, but
Mm,
to be able to share it. And the funny thing is, the world is so goddamn big. Someone else might be going through something very similar to yours. So
mm.
being able to them, maybe they look up to you, John, and they're like, "Fuck, John Roa is going through it, but if he can get through it,
I
I
can get
can as
through it.
well." And
Exactly.
so
Yeah.
there's definitely a lot of power in not only going through it, but also
Being
knowing that
open.
you're giving that energy back, man, to
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
other people, and other people are also finding power in it.
It's
'Cause-
absolutely is absolutely incredible the type of courage that that you can find in relatability,
Yeah.
and sharing
yeah.
one story. It's, it takes a lot of courage, but
Yeah.
God, it really helps a lot of people out there. And I mean, it's fantastic. I really appreciate everything that you
Thank you.
do.
Thank you, Waleska. Thank you so much. It
See,
just it just really, like I love telling my anxiety story. I mean, I don't love telling my anxiety.
I was about
Come
to
on,
say,
John.
brother. I was
Find the
about to
right
say,
words.
brother.
Find the right words. Find the right words. I
I was about to say, brother. I love donuts, but the
yeah.
sides you can't
Like,
really love it.
sorry, bro. I mean, like I'm trying to find the right words. I
I'm
mean,
just teasing. I'm just teasing.
yeah, it's okay. Um, like telling my story, my anxiety story to everybody, and to be open about it is just, I think it helps me to,
Understand it
um,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know the right word to say. Okay, I'll just say love. I love telling my story to people that about my anxiety, because like it makes me realize that on those times that I feel like I wasn't strong, I was strong because I got through it.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And telling people about it is making them also realize that, yeah, like what you said, if I got through it, you
You
would,
can too.
you
Yeah.
can too.
Mm.
Who do you look up for? Not just musical inspiration, but kind of like your role models. Maybe it could be your family, but there's always I always find it very interesting to see who the people that I enjoy their work look up to, not only in a professional manner, but
Or in
also
their
in
lifestyle.
in the life.
Yeah.
Like who kind of
The
like the
lifestyle.
people you look up to.
Like I think, like I call them kuyas, like big
Mm-hmm.
brother. You call it big brother. Like they're my group mates, but like I treat them like my brother. So I really look up to them, because like being reconnected with them, I saw like a different side of their personalities that I haven't seen before
Mm-hmm.
when I was with them.
Right.
Yeah, like we were maturing together, and the maturity that they have now is like it made me realize like I wanna be like them, like how they handle their life and how they handle their
That's
career.
cool. That's
They're just
cool.
really brave, super brave, and they handle it really well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool though. I think having surrounding yourself with the people that you admire, it's always gonna be a pro in your life. Like you
Yeah.
have to be surrounded by people that you look up to, not only artistically, but in the way of thinking, in their way of
Mm,
approaching life, and in the
exactly.
way that people approach difficulties and obstacles.
Mm,
I think if you put yourself in an environment where a everybody that else that is around you you
yeah,
admire, then you're constantly gonna be evolving and maturing
exactly.
and and adjusting to this to their mindsets, and before you know it you're another role model for somebody else,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
it's a fantastic cycle to be a part of, you know.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And I think also the good thing about like our group is like we're really open to each other. I mean, like for me being like the youngest, they really treat me like I'm a young brother.
That's
Like
good.
they tell me stuff like they're big brothers to me. I mean, like that made me feel like I'm really secure and like they're looking out for me.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And like every mistake that I made and also of course like when I got reconnected with them, it was the first time after 2 years that um I told them what I really felt leaving the group and
Hmm.
about seeing them um on stage. But like the fun thing about it also was like even though I wasn't with them anymore, there were times that we would see each other on a show and I would just jump in on stage with them and
Nice.
the connection was still there. So
Yeah.
like reconnecting with them again and living with them because I after the pandemic I decided to live with them again.
Oh, nice.
So
Cool.
yeah, so like it just made like our connection and our bond more what do you call
Stronger.
this, yeah, stronger
Yeah.
because like I get to like learn a lot of new stuff from them also and
That's
just be
cool.
comfortable with the process that we were making
Mm.
like outside the studio and inside the studio,
That's
so it's
cool.
just
So that
cool.
means
So
now you're making music with them again.
yeah, I'm
That's
back.
kind of what the future projects are gonna hold.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, nice.
Woohoo!
Very,
Excited.
very nice. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna be fucking buzzing, mate.
Yeah.
But isn't it? I
You
think
heard it here first.
I'm back.
Isn't he? He's a father now, right? Right.
Yeah.
So he just
Oh
had
my
a
god,
kid.
that's
So that's what I
crazy,
mean. It's like
bro.
they mature.
Again. Wow.
It's all
Yeah.
of
So
it.
he's a father. So it's a great point that you're making. It's like they're also, their life is also uh,
Changing and
changing
evolving,
and
yeah.
evolving as yours did,
And it keeps going, like,
and
yeah.
everyone keeps
Crazy.
getting older because that's just life. So what was like kind of like yeah, because now I bet now it feels like a proper family. Everyone in the group is like, now that kid has so many uncles now, so
Yeah, exactly. And we hope that he's gonna be a musician. She's gonna be a musician too.
She will be.
We
Like,
hope.
it's
she most likely
undeniable.
will be.
She will be. It's crazy, bro.
And yeah, like, dude, like that's why I had a goosebump because like it's really crazy. I mean, like, like Costa has a daughter now. I mean, like,
Yo,
what?
nuts, bro.
She's a beautiful little thing. I saw pictures. She's
She's
gorgeous, that little girl.
cute.
Crazy because like we're that's a like again it's a good thing about the group is like that's why we're still, I don't know the right word, but like that's why we're still strong until
Together,
this
yeah.
day together because
Mm.
like even though whatever happened, like I left the group and there were a lot of misunderstandings that went um along the way, and they also had problems with their management and stuff, but like
Hmm.
we're still here, we're still making music, and we're still growing, day by day every year, and because like um it's just it's just really amazing like seeing everyone grow to
Hmm.
what we are now
Hmm.
because um I wouldn't imagine us being like this before. I mean, like you were just young guys trying to make music, and now we're,
Your men
yeah, and
making
and
music.
I'm saying this like at the fan perspective, not like seeing them when I was going solo because I really became a fan too, like legit. No, no BS. Because I was away from them. I was like just seeing them on TV, seeing them
Hmm.
like hone their craft, and I was like, these guys are crazy.
Freaking
It made
good.
me look at a different perspective and the bond and the love that we have for each other. That's why we're still Ex Battalion.
That's
It's
right.
it's it's a story that people don't really know about us because they just know us like one of the I don't know if it's safe to say one of the top hip hop groups in the Philippines,
Yeah.
and they're just okay. They're famous and stuff, but like
Mm.
that's why we're Ex Battalion because we're a family, not
Mm.
because we're just a group. So
Well,
that's why I get goosebumps every time we talk about like us having families. Woo!
it's crazy though, but there is like you know, when you grow up in music with a certain group of people, there is a connection that will never be severed. Like it will forever carry on, whether you're
Mm,
making music together, whether you move away from each other, whether you're in different continents. There is always that connection
Yeah,
that whenever you meet, whenever you're back together, it flourishes.
yeah,
It's
dude, music really has a peculiar way of connecting people, and I
mm,
think
exactly.
only people that make music with other people
would
truly understand
understand.
that like
Exactly.
invisible chord that you're now super connected with until the day
Mm,
of death.
mm,
It literally, it goes beyond death. Like you will be making music beyond,
Yeah,
and
it's
and that
exactly.
and that connection is just is something so special. That's when I start talking about like ethereal matter and stuff. I'm like, because
Mm,
there is a spiritual thing to music, right, that nobody can really put into words, but is that feeling, is that unseen communication, is that uh, connection that you make between your bandmates, with your fans, with the music that you make, the love for the craft, that
exactly.
goes beyond anything physical, and
Like you can't nobody can explain it, but
that's
like
right. And everybody can
exactly.
feel it, which is the weird thing about it, right? Everybody can
It's like
feel it.
when you're in the zone, you're making music and you're with the people you really love and have
Yeah.
connection with, you're just like
He's just
that's it.
there.
you know.
That's it. I'm
Uh-huh.
like, it's
It's freaking
crazy,
It's
fire.
man.
very odd. It's as if in a moment you're all just one,
That's
and you're
right.
all like just kind
Yeah.
Yeah,
of.
man.
It's very odd, but it's very
Weird.
magical. What is just to because I'm actually kind of interested in this now. What the
Yeah.
hell do you listen to? Like, what type of music is on your phone?
Bro, like random, man. But like now
Yes.
I mean like because like yeah, like I told you, I'm an explorer.
Yeah,
I'm
because you
Doro. I'm Doro the explorer.
Dora the Explorer.
So yeah, I mean like I like listening to a lot of different stuff too, because like even though like I'm more into R&B and soul stuff, I also listen to uh a lot of trap, hip hop, rock
Mm.
sometimes, and I also love jazz
nice,
especially.
Yes.
good
Yeah, I
man,
really
good
love
man.
jazz, bro. And I
What
also
artists what artists are in your top playlist right now?
my
What?
top playlist, and
Yeah.
I just get it. It's always gonna be the Beebs.
Justin Bieber, yeah.
Yeah, it's always gonna be the Beebs, bro.
You've been a big. You know what's
Uh,
funny? When I first I wasn't a big Justin Bieber fan, but a girl got me into it. Like many things, I wasn't a big
yeah,
fan into it, and then a girl got me into it. But I remember I was like, fuck. It was that album of It was the album that released with an acoustic, and that Yellow Raincoat is in that album.
yeah.
What the hell is that album called? Is it?
Um,
It's
I
it's
think
those.
I think
It's
I
gonna be all
forgot, bro. I
right. Is
think
in
it's
there.
in Believe,
I think it might be
the
Believe,
that one, right?
acoustic version
The
of the
acoustic
Believe.
version. I was like, fucking, that's the best one. And a girl was listening to that stuff, and we're hanging out and stuff. And I'm like, what is that? And then it turns out at this point, he's like really popular amongst all the girls, right? Not really that popular amongst the guys. And then I'm like, hold on a second, let me listen to that again. And then we're listening to music, and now it's just me listening to vibing to that, and it's just fucking a group of girls just vibing with me everywhere I would
Yeah,
go. So,
yeah, bro.
so for that, Justin
Yeah,
Bieber, thank you, mate.
you
Uh,
gotta love the Beebs, bro. I
but
mean, like,
are you more of a fan of like the acoustic or his like trappy side that he kind of went into, or nowadays, which is like electro pop kind of
bro, give me everything.
yeah.
I mean, like, the thing is, it's not the first time. I think it's not the first time, but I said this in an interview. I think for me, he's really one of the reasons why I started to think about having a music
Mm.
career. I
Mm.
started listening to the Beeps when I was 11. That's when that's why I wanted to write songs.
But
And
Cool.
he really became like a, like for me, he became one of my heroes. Like for me, because like the type of music that I'm making is um it really got me into um music more.
Right.
Cause yeah, man, I mean like that's why I also love the evolution that he's having now.
Yes.
Like he's making acoustic stuff, and he's also releasing gospel, and I was like, it really inspires me to be more creative and to be,
Hmm.
more hands on in my music. So
I
I
have to
gotta
be
give it to
honest.
the
Give it to the Beebs.
give it to the beat.
I really liked the his latest stuff has been crazy good. I mean,
pretty good, dude.
they visually speaking, musically speaking, I think having that break, slowly coming back with seasons
Yeah.
and then dropping Holly and his latest album. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just gems after gems. They really got um you feel the evolution, especially after that break that he took, and it's really nice because you feel like you're part of that personal
Yeah.
search, that personal journey, and somehow through his music you're able to walk that path with him too.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
And
pretty
and
cool.
and it's more candid now. It's more natural. I
That's
mean, like,
right.
yeah,
He's
he
way more
really
open about it. Yeah.
open. Yeah, I mean, like the songs that he's releasing now is like super different from the songs that he was releasing way back. I mean, like they were
Mm.
good, but I mean, like now it's like you're really hearing
Justin.
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 Yeah.
You're really hearing Justin. I mean, like that really inspires me too because like seeing him and being a fan and also having your own career, it's just like a good thing for me to look up to. Like aside from me looking up to my group mates, it's just I think yeah, I think it's really him. I
Yeah,
think
that's
it's really him.
cool.
Like seeing him,
Well,
like
I think it
the
also comes.
growth.
I think yeah, I think it also comes with time, John. Like for example, the question is, can you stick to the industry long enough for you to allow
Mm,
yourself to also have
Grow.
grow in power and
Hmm.
yeah,
connections and have more creative control of your work, so that you
Yeah.
yeah,
get to this position that Justin's in, where
It's
you're really
unfilter
getting
him.
to hear him. But
exactly.
it's crazy the amount of difficulties he had to encounter in order
Yeah,
for him to be at this kind of like level where he's basically like fucking
God.
yeah, he's like an icon, basically a living icon.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah,
but
bro.
to get to that level, it's
Through so much
insane the
struggle.
difficulties and the
Hmm.
struggle that guy had to go through. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly,
and his story is so unique because he was basically the first artist to do anything at the level he did
Yeah.
from a
exactly,
young age.
bro.
So
It
I
really,
mean,
it
like
really, he really set the tone
yeah,
for a lot of new artists. Absolutely.
exactly, and also like yeah, because like seeing him also like I don't want to sound bad, like, but like seeing him going through a lot of stuff and like
Mm.
me comparing my journey to his journey, I was like, dude, I think I'm lucky because like I didn't, even though like I have a lot of people listen to me and the pressure is still there, but like the level of pressure that Justin went through,
must have been nuts,
his
dude.
career must be like,
Astronomical.
dude, like man, I have the Philippines and a little parts of the world, but like him, he has like
The
The
world.
world.
the world, bro. I
Yeah.
mean, like
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Well, don't
So
worry,
like
John. That will be soon be you.
someday, hopefully, bro. But like yeah. Also, going international has always been a dream. Like it always been a dream for a lot of artists. Also, especially to us. But
Mm.
like, it's just something that we want to happen naturally too. Like
Yeah.
Hmm.
how naturally our um popularity came here in the Philippines. We just want to just keep on making music
Yeah,
and just
organically. Yeah.
organically and
Yeah.
wait for
That
it to happen.
I think you'll be surprised at how popular you guys are getting worldwide, though.
I was gonna say, I
We
think
we talk. We obviously a lot of the time we speak. Lately, it's been because we just discovered the Filipino industry of music, which
properly, yeah.
I always say this, but I think it's one of the most dangerous industries because there's such a magnitude of talent
That's
in the
right.
Philippines, dude. Like
Mm.
I'm serious.
I like it. I
I'm
like
not.
the term you made, bro. Dangerous. I mean, like,
It's dangerous, dog. I'm serious for real because
thank
it
you, man.
just time will come, but in the right time, I think you it would be crazy not to see in the charts like over 5 Filipino artists.
That's
You'll be
right.
like, holy shit, what the hell's going on in the Philippines? So
Mm-hmm.
mark my words, I think in the next 10 years, it's really the time where you're gonna start seeing like worldwide charts. It's gonna be like, where's
Mm.
this guy from? It turns out he's from the Philippines. Where's this girl from? It turns out she's from the Philippines. Because
Mm.
they do have a really good you guys have over there a really good pool of talent
That's right.
that
Mm.
it's, I think, the rawest form of talent in terms of you guys are first live singers
That's right.
and then studio singers. So when
Mm.
I go and buy a ticket to see Jroa, it's gonna be a fucking show live, sometimes even better than the studio song.
Yeah,
That's right.
You
yeah,
know what I mean? So I think that's what the Philippines gets correct. But I really think you guys would be surprised right now at kind of how much traction you're pulling worldwide. Because
yeah,
we have people watching from all over the world, and when we get the messages and we kind of talk to people, it's like, "What? You're listening from Hawaii, or you're listening from Algeria, or
And
you're
you're like,
listening
what?
from France, you're listening from Romania, Korea, Japan," and you're like, "Holy shit!" So you
yeah. I
kind of
mean, like,
it will take
for,
time, but I think we get there.
exactly. Hopefully, bro. But like, yeah, you telling that story is just really crazy, and like, also like me being on this podcast too. I mean, like talking to you guys, it's just like it's something that I haven't thought about because like I have interviews sharing my story and my journey to
Mm,
some of like local interviews here in the Philippines, but
Right.
like sharing my story to you guys from a different side of the world, it's just like, yeah, that's why I'm trying to like try my best to just like tell my story clearly, because like it's just it's just super magical. I think for me, I'm really happy, with what you guys are doing and trying to help out a lot of OPM
No,
artists,
no,
because like,
we're not trying to help
we're
out,
not.
John. We're just enjoying the ride of your music because
That's
it's fucking
basically
unbelievable.
yeah,
It's just,
bro.
the
I
talent.
don't
I
think it's
mean,
helping out, man. It's just you guys are doing all the work
it's
your own.
genuine
It's
appreciation. You guys are.
Yeah,
don't
man.
give us credit for that. I think it's just you
No,
guys
but like
working.
on my opinion, you guys are really helping out because like I love like you guys reacting to our performances. It was like a lot of people not from our country would see it, that
Mm,
because yeah, I mean like, so we just I just it's for me, I just really want to say thank you to you guys and to other people who are reacting to Filipino. So thank you so much, because you guys like, I'm really proud to say that, like what you said, we have a pool of talent here, bro.
yeah, and
A
that's
pool
a
of
fact.
talent.
That's a fact, bro. I think
Yeah.
it.
And I think now as well, like if you look at different industries, right? Because the whole idea of Feature Friday, the podcast,
Yeah.
it's worldwide music,
That's
right?
right.
Yeah.
And the Filipino one obviously is one that captured us. Obviously, the Korean industry is also very interesting and also has a
Yeah,
really
exactly. Korean too.
insane pool of talent. Indonesia
Crazy.
also has a great
Yeah.
set of singers, and
Singapore,
Singapore,
freaking.
France, Brazil. So one of the things where what we do in the podcast obviously is checking out all that music, but
Yeah.
it's it's really interesting to see how different industries
Manage.
approach music.
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
and I think now more than ever you're seeing it specifically in the Korean industry
Yeah.
that it's becoming more
A
worldwide than
takeover.
ever, and
Hmm.
that
Yeah.
sort of world
And
takeover.
yeah, and you talking about the Korean music too is like, it's also really like something that gives a spark in um
Creates
have yeah,
curiosity.
yeah,
Yeah.
curiosity, because like, if like how BTS um uh how do you say this? I mean like how they got popular in the US.
Right.
I mean
Hmm.
like, you wouldn't imagine like having a Korean group on the Grammys, and you were
Crazy,
like,
That's
dude.
right. It's
yeah,
absolutely
and
brutal.
it inspires us to like to just keep on going as a Asian country, to just keep on making music until we get heard from in the US
Anywhere.
and
I think
all around the world. Like,
that I think today, like right now, is the time for internationality when it comes to music
yeah,
crossovers, because right now you got the internet, right, and the access and the pool,
exactly,
that anyone can make music, and once you garner an audience, you can spread your message across the world, and it's crazy because it only takes perseverance, persistence, and
exactly.
and
Well,
you know
you're seeing little snippets of it. Like for example, what was it? in that I'm sure you know it, but we were watching what was it, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and they
Yes.
were playing
Yeah.
what was it? Whose
Ah,
rap was it?
Shanty dope,
Shanty
Shanty
bro.
Dub,
Dove, and they
that's
were
it.
playing Shanty
And
Dove.
Yeah.
we were like, what the
We were listening to, we were watching the show just not normally,
normal?
just chilling,
Mm.
and everyone was like, "Bro, Waleska, this is definitely Shanty Dove, like chilling in the background," and I'm like,
Like,
"No, Shazam it!"
I was
And
like,
it was,
put it
it was,
back, put it back, pull that scene back.
goosebumps again. Goosebumps again.
Yeah,
because
so
I
it's
mean, like,
true.
the thing is, like, when also like that came out too, it really made us proud. Like,
Mm.
being a co-artist also of Shanti and the Philippines is like Shanty dope on Winter. And what
Winter
was the movie
Soldier,
again?
yeah.
Winter
Winter
Soldier and the
Soldier.
Falcon,
Winter
right?
And
Soldier,
Falcon.
Falcon. And you were like,
What?
bro, we're one step closer.
Yeah, of course.
And
We're,
it,
yeah, I mean, like, damn,
and
man.
it's like that because you think, what is crazy to me is like how Efra said it earlier, but you get people from the the corners of the world that you never even heard
Yeah,
of saying,
exactly,
you gotta check out this Filipino artist, and you're
exactly.
and that's how it all started, right? It's like, a word of mouth, and that's how it becomes very organic, and you have this
Mm-hmm.
incredibly faithful communities to the craft,
Exactly.
right? You become this really open communication with your fandom, and
Mm.
I love the internet era. I think it's
Yeah,
is the best.
super.
Yeah, it's the best time to be
Well, now
alive.
now with that whole TikTok thing as well, man, it's like
Yeah.
Yeah,
songs from all over the world. Like, uh,
And from all eras, literally from the 70s, from today,
mm.
from yesterday, like, can go viral, and that's
I'm.
cool.
I mean, like, yeah. Also, for me, I really love, like, we're really lucky to be in this era too, because
Hmm.
like like the nationalities that you're hearing from, like the music that you're hearing from a lot of different nationalities on the internet. It just, it grabs your attention, and it makes you, want to discover more
Hmm.
artists too.
That's
And
right.
I mean, like, also, like, for example, like J Balvin. I mean, like, some people don't
Yeah.
understand him in the Philippines or in different parts of the world, but like, you love listening to J Balvin because, like, it's a vibe, and
You
he's really
got
really
it.
good.
You got it.
You
well,
know what I mean? I mean, like, it inspires us as a Asian country, making songs with our language, that it could possibly happen for us to be heard in a different parts of the world.
brother,
Absolutely.
we grew up in Venezuela. That's where we're from,
Yeah, yeah,
and we could have never imagined, never, bro. And I mean this with all seriousness. We could have never imagined going into a club in London,
yeah.
or going into Italy, or
Mm.
going into listening to reggaeton being played in
Yeah.
the club, and everybody
Everybody.
trying to mumble the words and trying to dance and twerk,
And
and
you're like,
I'm
what?
standing there thinking,
Wait a
what the
second.
fuck?
What part of the simulation is going
It's
wrong here?
crazy, right?
And that happened, dude. That just happened in the last 7 years. That's all. Daddy Yankee was kind of doing it before. Pitbull was kind of doing it. He kind of
Yeah.
opened up that Latino market
Mm.
worldwide,
Yeah.
but
But
he
he
was
was very
American.
but he was very
Yeah, yeah.
international, right? His Cuban influence was very,
Huge.
very prominent. But he was
Mm.
more like a American
He
Latino,
sold himself as an international artist,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
not.
yeah.
Mr.
But
Worldwide,
Like, more on the pop side, Mr.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
then Carol G, J
Becky G.
Balvin,
Bud
Becky
Bunny.
G, Bad
I
Bunny,
mean, you know
Maluma.
Bad Bunny.
That's dude. The thing is,
I know
people just
Bad Bunny.
people just say like, yeah, Bad Bunny, but you that's crazy, dude.
Dude, who would have thought about Boricua, a guy from Puerto Rico that made music from his home country,
That's
becomes so international? That's
crazy to us, dude.
nuts.
Like
That's
that
nuts,
is
you know?
Luis Fonsi, bro. People know who Luis Fonsi is. That's crazy to me. That's the Despacito guy. That
Yeah.
makes no sense to me.
That's why I believe Filipino artists can literally kick ass
Yeah,
worldwide. No problem.
Filipino artists, dude. Well, again, French, Brazilian.
Spanish artists. I
I
mean,
don't
like
think
the
it no
fucking
longer matters.
no,
I really don't think it no
Dude,
longer matters. It's
because
not think the language even matters anymore. I think
not at
exactly.
all.
you know.
You're singing
Because
Korean in the middle of the day whilst you're shopping for a new shirt. I mean,
Sure.
you know?
because like, I think for me, this era of musicians and the variety of songs that you're hearing is like, it makes, the point that music is music no matter what it is, and no matter what language it is.
That is.
And it really connects a lot of people. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, like, it inspires us too to just hold on to that dream that someday
Yeah.
Filipinos and a lot of also different nationality type of music would be heard all around the
Yeah.
world, and we would just be not give a fuck about what language it is and just listen to it because we love it.
That's
Because
right.
they like the language to some extent. Also, once then maybe you look at translations, it adds value, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
cool. But
yeah,
that first shock factor, which
yeah.
is cadence, rhythm, chords, vibe,
Relatability, right? Straight away.
that nowadays that's basically it's primordial. It's the first thing that people listen to.
Yeah.
Talking
Yeah.
about your music, John, something we like to do on the podcast. It's
Yo, bro.
react with to one of your songs, well, obviously with the artist.
Oh no, all right.
One song that people have been recommending to us from you is Alam Ko.
Yeah, alam ko.
Uh, I think what year did this release?
I think 2019, I think. Let me
20,
check.
20.
I
It
don't
was
remember.
premiered
2020,
in
2020.
2020.
2020? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2020.
Maybe you were, I
That
mean,
was
maybe
just
you were
last
working
year.
on it earlier, but you just last year.
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
So let's give it a watch. You can tell us like maybe like little behind the scenes thing, or maybe
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
you can tell us something about the
Mr.
sound.
Easter eggs. I love moments like this.
Portrayed the message of the song. I mean, like, it's really exactly how we wanted, how I
Right.
wanted to want the music video to be. It's just how the song was expressed. It just made it visually, clearer to
Wow.
everyone. Because
Fantastic.
when we were listening to the song, when me and my band produced the whole production, and also when we were writing the lyrics, and when I was writing the lyrics, I was already feeling the pain that that person was feeling. What if I was on that position, that I know that person doesn't love me, but like you just want to keep loving them because you know you
Yeah.
don't want to lose them. But at the end of the day, if that person tells you that I don't love you, then you gotta be the one to say that, okay, I have to let you go because I know
Yeah.
in the first place.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
quite interesting then because she never told, well, in the video she never told him, she never had a chance to actually tell him that
Yeah.
he isn't the one, but her actions spoke more than
Yeah,
truth.
Yeah.
exactly. Because the guy was like having a simple life. He was just trying to be kind. I mean, like, okay,
Hmm.
he wasn't having any plans on falling in love. I mean, like,
No.
he was just
No.
okay. I gotta be kind, and then the girl was like, the girl keep on trying to
Trying.
To
connect
Yeah.
with him.
build something, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was trying
But nobody's
to
at
build
fault
something,
here.
and like,
In this situation, I don't feel
yeah,
like
exactly.
no one is at fault because she was trying to heal something, even though she's always been. Oh, I don't know. It's a complicated. It's messy. This is
Yeah,
messy.
she was trying to make him like a band-aid. You know what I mean?
Mm, yeah. I mean, ouch.
Ouch, right?
Well,
Wow.
Exactly.
that's rough. Well, at least, John, I
Thank
have
you,
peace
bro.
of mind that you haven't gone through this, so that's good. You don't have that scar in your heart. If anyone
No, no,
watching
no.
has gone through that, I highly recommend you watch the
Yeah.
video, but do get tissues.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Okay.
real.
Yeah, because like what I told you like earlier, because like it's also a really magical thing about making music for me, because like
Mm,
I get to tell stories that even though I haven't gotten through, but like put myself into somebody else's shoes,
yeah.
and
Brother, do you find because you write stories that maybe you haven't gone through, that if
Mm.
you do ever go through them, you're kind of more mentally prepared than the average person because you've kind of accessed those emotions?
I
I'm just
That's
asking.
really a great question, bro. That's a great question, man.
I don't think you're ever
But like,
prepared.
yeah. So like that's the answer, bro. You're never really prepared. Cause,
I don't
but
think
but the- but
you're
but
ever
but the
prepared.
thing is, when, like, for example, me writing, like, I'm in a relationship now for 5 years, but for example, I'm not, and I went through that song that I wrote, Alam Ko. I think I won't be prepared, but I would definitely be listening to my own song again and again. I would definitely be, boosting up that speaker on my car. I was like,
I always knew it.
why the heck? Why the heck did I write this song? You know what I mean?
I love that. You know what?
It's
I do wonder if like, well, you just answered my question, but I do wonder if like, Moira listens to her songs when she's heartbroken or something
Yeah,
like.
dude, like,
yeah,
I mean, well, if you do, I mean, the world must do too.
yeah, dude.
It's crazy, man.
Well, brother,
because
just
yeah, Valeska has a point. You're never really prepared for it.
I don't think you ever are. I don't think anyone's ready for pain. Like,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how much you think about it, because when you're
exactly.
writing songs, when you're making music, and it's not based on your own personal experience. You're
Mm,
literally like building this fantasy world, right? So it's like you're painting a picture, and
yeah.
therefore you're not like mentally you will never be like ready for it. Like you don't expect that to happen to you ever, even though
Mm,
you have depicted the picture, if that makes sense.
mm,
right.
I
yeah,
Yeah, I don't think you're ever ready for heartbreak at
Oh,
any
hell,
moment.
hell no.
Like never.
exactly,
But I just,
exactly.
but I just thought, yeah, I don't know. Maybe you kind of, I don't know, just you're
Nope.
kind of more aware because
Yeah,
because you have to go into detail when you
yeah,
write, and
yeah.
emotionally you have to go deep in order to create a piece like this. So I
Mm.
just thought maybe that I don't know, that accessibility of emotions might make you
But
more emotionally
excuse
mature.
me.
Bless you, mate.
But I also think that there's a part of you that's really like kind of a little bit prepared for it because like you can see like what's happening, like
Mm,
you going through that and having that idea that I wrote about a song.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
some
yeah.
yeah, but like the emotion itself,
Ah, tough.
Never
and
ready.
But then, John, that might be the reason why I think you get told that often that you're kind of beyond your years or you're older than you seem. I think it could be as well because by writing this type of songs, it does showcase some sort of emotional maturity
That's
mm,
right.
and
mm,
understanding. So
Yeah, because what's harder than understanding emotions and being able to but
encapsulate
yeah,
them.
encapsulate them in
mm,
videos and music. That definitely shows a lot of maturity when it comes
exactly.
to that emotional maturity. And I think that's why I feel you as an artist, as a songwriter, like strikes me as an older person, even
Thank
though
you.
now we're talking, I feel like we've known each other forever. And
Yeah, me too.
it's really cool. I like that. It's dope.
Thank you.
What's the
Thank
plan
you.
for the future, brother? Like, are you planning to gig now? I don't know what the situation
Yeah,
in the Philippines at the moment is regarding the pandemic, but
I mean, like it's still a little bit strict though because like we still have a lot of cases, but like the vaccine is going on. Like it's
Working.
it's here, yeah, it's working. But like the gigs also, I can feel it that it's kind of coming back. So we're really excited because we haven't been performing live for a very long time too.
Yeah.
And of course, I get to perform again with my group now because
that's
yeah,
How
I just
exciting.
I just got back last year. Actually like I released a really different like the songs that we were you guys were reacting to. Like I love those songs because like I like the emotions that I really put into to the
Mhm.
music that I write. But like this the music that I released last December, it was called WOAH. It's more of a poppy side of my music. So
Oh,
yeah, I came back with a hip hop and R&B. So if you guys want to check it out, um
definitely.
uh it's called WOAH. So it's like I made like a Filipino version of Billie Jean. So it's really different
Nice.
too. It's really different. So like I'm really excited because I'm really having fun with the sound that I'm making now and just combining the stuff that I've learned from my past music and songwriting and just growing day by day as a musician. So
Mhm.
I'm really excited to with the gigs that's coming.
that's
Amazing,
brilliant.
amazing. Well, we wish you all the best with Ex
Thank you.
Battalion, your own projects, and everything that's coming. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Listen, this
Thank
is your
you.
house. Come back anytime. Whenever you're
I
in
thank you.
London,
Thank you.
whenever you're in London, drop
Thank
us
you
a
guys.
text.
Oh yeah,
We meet
John,
up.
I didn't ask you. Have you ever been in London?
No, bro. But one of our members is from UK actually, but I don't remember where from UK. I don't know if you know King Badger. He's one of
King Badger.
the guy in near you has the popcorn.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's from he really he lived in UK for almost, I don't know, 3 years, I think, or 5 years.
Really? That's
So
nuts.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
Oh,
that's interesting. That
cool.
might explain maybe. I wonder, ask him if you do get in touch with him. Oh, I'm sure you do. But ask
yeah,
him if he knows London grime and what his
yeah.
favorite
I'm a,
or drill artist, London drill. Because I
uh,
actually did catch a bit of his like
London influence in like his
yeah, and I
flow.
thought I
yeah,
was
yeah,
tripping, but
yeah,
maybe he does listen to drill. I don't
yeah.
know. But do ask him.
Imagine, but like I also listened to one of like I don't know if you guys know Angel.
Angel.
Angel, what from Latin America?
Uh, I don't I forgot what song is it. But yeah, like I think like that's one of the artists that I heard from UK. I
From the
think it's
UK.
Oh, from the U.
Jungen. I don't know.
Oh my
You
god, I
guys know
don't know. Let me see.
Angel and Jungen. I don't know if he's from UK, but like um,
Put just
I think Badger told me he's from UK.
yeah, I
Wait.
think he's
I'm
drill.
just.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
Oh,
yes, this is
Angel. I see the
Angel.
Angel. Right, right, right.
Yes.
Angel.
He's very popular
He's
here.
been yeah, he's been
That's
quite
like
popular.
He's done actually
yeah.
one of
Yeah.
I don't know. You're maybe familiar with Steph London.
She's
No,
fire too.
No,
I'm
well,
gonna
Mm.
if
check it out. I'm gonna check
if
it
if
out.
you like Angel, check out Steph London. She's more like yeah, she's drill definitely. But she likes to do
A lot of
Afro
Afro
beats
stuff.
and kind of
Yeah,
like Rastafari type of stuff. She's real cool.
It's
yeah,
really cool.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
It's
but
like
yeah,
a Caribbean edge to her music. It's really
yeah,
I'm
nice.
gonna check it
we
out,
gotta we gotta bring you out to London, man.
bro. Someday, bro. Like after this
Definitely.
pandemic, for sure, bro.
Yeah.
Someday,
Yeah.
and I want to perform. We want to perform there someday too.
Ah,
Oh, dude,
Hopefully,
the
hopefully.
crowd here is a joke.
yeah, you
You
love
like
it.
it?
You love it.
Yeah, you like it.
We're
Anyways,
excited. We're excited.
yeah, I hope everything goes well for you and everything that's coming up. You know,
Thank you.
all the best. Sincerely.
Thank you guys for having me too. I mean, like
Uh-huh.
I really have fun. Really had fun.
Awesome stuff. Well, everybody, John Roa.
See,
Hey,
yes.
thank you guys.
Bye
Thank you
bye.
so much. Goodbye.
Gracias.